Alright, so we are here for game two. If you weren't aware from game one, I lost my microphone, did not record during the recording. So I have to do post commentary, which is fine because I have to kind of explain my thoughts during the game. I won the die roll and I lead off on a King Kai's Calming. It's completely irrelevant in the matchup, so it's mostly just playing it so that it's not ever going to go back into my deck accidentally by rejuvenation effects. I don't regret running the King Kai's Calming. It helped me a lot in the was it the I think it was the last round of Swiss that I played. Third round three, I think. Can't remember who I played. Somebody I played had Krill and Anger. I think it was the last round of Swiss. And I drew. I think I forget if it was Roshi or King Kai's Calming. I drew whichever one was level 2 to level 1, and I drew Cutting the Tail. I don't regret running them. Got a Determination Drill again, and I end up powering up because I only have a card in my hand. Krillin's Trick. Krillin's Trick is a weird card. I don't like it in the beatdown decks very much because I think it's clunky. Or Dragon Ball Capture is a much cleaner card. But there are some turns where like it matters a lot and you capture a ball. So it's tough. I ended up not playing any, and I don't really regret not playing them, but they can matter. Draw ball 5. Go to full. Again, being at full in this matchup is really important. And I get ball 3 again. Very fortunate. I promise I shuffled. Vegeta's Plans. Ball 6. So we're drawing a lot of balls here, which is nice. Ball 6 is kind of clutch because it, again, powers me up to full. I have to protect it pretty well. My deck does not run a lot of blocks, so that's important to know. I was really relying on playing into more ball decks, so I ended up skimping a lot on blocks. For sure. Anger, that matters. And I rejuvenate a 4-fist. No, yeah, I entered. That's right. Yeah, lead on a black 4-fist punch against a 2-card or 4-card hand. 3 stages, 6 life, huge, and it also hits right off the bat, which tells me he doesn't have any energy blocks almost certainly. Got rid of one of his focusing drills. Important to note there. And I got rid of his ball 5. Steals ball 5 from me. Needs stages, presumably. Rejuvenates. So he gets the focusing drill back, notably. Alright, Goku's plan. Did he draw an energy block? Yep, he got a Goku's Truce. A little unfortunate. You really hope that doesn't happen whenever he steals the ball. Goku's plans me back, and this is where it gets rough, because had he not had the trick, I would have just wailed on him this combat and he wouldn't have had anything. But because of that, now he gets to steal second ball. He looks to steal ball 6. Ball 6 is huge because if you've stolen another ball that draws cards, it pretty much prevents them from stealing it back because you just end combat. And I learned that the hard way against Neil. Actually, Neil got me good, where I stole my ball 3 back or my ball 5 back, and then he had stolen my ball 6, and it just ended combat after I drawn extra cards. So there he blocked Mother's Touch, blocked my team's physical, and then he ends combat with ball 6. And then he's keeping Piccolo's Flight. Again, Piccolo's Flight was a card I really considered, or I'd never really considered. That was like one of the few cards that a lot of people played that I didn't like. I really didn't like drawing it as a brick in some combats, and that was like part of the issue. He has Focusing Drill plus Quickness Drill there, which is huge, and he rejuvenates the joint. Got a non-common on the bottom of his deck, which I keep in mind. That's important. A Capturing Drill. So now, finally, my balls are protected, which is nice. He doesn't have any ways to stop it. I power up and enter. He draws a non-combat that I don't care about. So I'm down a card here, but I did draw. I'm down a card, but I have a decent hand here. So Black 4-fist punch. He Piccolo's Flights it predictably. Truce card. Truce card's a little unfortunate for me there. I think I had a decent hand there, if I remember right. But I only had a 3-card hand, so I only had to discard 1 card. Got the second trick. That's the I forget the name of that card. That is the physical like defense shield almost, which is a little bit annoying. And he's got the Goku's Lucky Break he was allowed to keep. Then he's got a Saiyan Appraisal. So he drew a Fistful of Non-Combats right on time. And I cannot get rid of his Drolls very easily right now. I don't have any Droll hate, and I don't have any way to get through the Focusing Droll. But I have the only Capturing Droll in play right now. And he doesn't have a way to get rid of it currently. Alright, got another Ball Searcher. Smirk. At some point here, I want to say I realized that I'm more of the like defensive deck. I do end up entering here. Draws Energy Aura. I go ahead and lead on my power. I'm trying to just bait out the Energy Aura here. I really just wanted to play it. She does. He's looking for stuff to appraisal. Run through the whole what do you have in your discard pile song and dance here. It goes for Goku's Capturing Drill. Appraisal Maneuver. Which makes sense. It's tough because like I'm not a ball deck per se. I'm more of a deep down deck. But Capturing Drill plus balls is powerful, and I already have, one in play. He has two, but I have two Ball Searchers, and I'm the only one with a Capturing Drill. So, debatable what's the correct play there. I think getting Capturing Drill is just the safest most of the time. Plus, it's 3 life cards of damage at the end of the day, so it can't ever be that bad. Don't remember what I ended up doing this turn. I was thinking about it, apparently. Or Dragon Ball Capture. So that card's humongous here. I steal back Ball 5, which is nice because it means I get to draw some cards. Erase my anger too. Importantly, go to full. It's a physical beatdown deck, that is nice. Rejuvenate 2 cards. And draw 2. Really, really nice. He has played Nappa's Energy Aura this turn, which matters. So he goes for Goku's Lucky Break. I think he ends up getting Ball 7 here, if I'm not mistaken. We'll find out in a moment. I do have 2 Ball Searchers in play, notably. So whatever he gets here also blocks a card from what I can get, so... I have a huge hand still. I got 4 cards or whatever. He's talking about not only what ball he wants to get, but what ball he wants to stop me from getting, notably. He gets Ball 7. And Ball 7 is really powerful to have in your hand, but playing it early to get it out of the deck so that no one else can play it as a combat ender is also really powerful, so... He's asking if he can get 3 back. He can. So when you get it out of your deck, again, most of the people in the league already know this, but any random people watching this, Ball 7, the when end combat ability only matters if you play it from your hand. You have to play it from your hand in combat. The put 3 back on top matters more for that. So he gets Goku's Plan, Goku's Truce, and Piccolo's Flight. I go and search for ball. I think I was holding the ball searches, by the way, because I really wanted to make sure that I didn't. What I didn't want to do is I was planning on getting ball 4 this whole time to end combat. I'm almost positive. But I did not want him to get ball 7 after I got ball 4, because the problem with that is if I get ball 4, which is going to skip his turn, and he has ball 7, he can just put all non-combats on top of his deck. And set up. And so I ended up waiting a little bit before I play the ball 4. Knowing when to use Dragon Ball searches is a really huge like skill tester in this format. I don't know that I got it right every time, but like sometimes you need to play them aggressively because you need to get out like certain balls before your opponent draws into them. So like sometimes you really need to pop like ball 1 or ball 3 or ball 5, which draw cards or are really important during combat, and then other times you want to slow play it a little bit to see what your opponent's doing. I end up going for another ball here. Assume this is ball 2 because I think that's the last ball. Could be ball 1 actually. I want to draw a card here. It was okay. It was ball 1. So I go to full, draw me a card. Yeah, ball 1, ball 3, ball 5, super important for combat. Ball 6 can be really important as well because you want to end combat. And ball 2, if your physical beats, is also really key in certain moments. Again, ball 2 is probably the ball that I tried to get into play last because I really didn't want to go 2 above when if I could help it. But he ends up having Goku's physical attack. And if successfully, he's drawing Goku's attack here. But the attack itself is not doing much damage, so what I do here. I take it, let him draw the Goku's attack. Next card is King Kai's Calming. And I Saiyan Truce card. So I've been setting up the Saiyan Truce card this whole time. I got 4 cards in hand still. I don't remember when during the turn I drew it. I don't know if I had it before I drew off of ball 1 or not. Or when I stole back ball 5 if I already had it. But basically, I think it was after ball 5 I drew it probably. And then I was basically setting up to that situation where I let him get ball 7 or see what ball he got, and then I get ball 4 to force him to skip. Which he does. He's got to discard 2 cards. So. And for some reason here, I end up drawing 1 card before I drew the other 2. I think I even said on the recording. Because we talked about how I had 4 cards before this. And I drew a card, and the card was super important. And I ended up staring at this card trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do, and then I forgot to draw my other 2 cards for a hot minute. I'm looking up a rule, I believe, here. I don't remember what rule it was, because I forget what card it was. And here I'm explaining that I forgot to draw the other 2 cards. I show them that I have 5 cards in hand. I just forgot to draw the other 2, so I'm going to draw those 2. Yeah. I had 4 cards from Truce card the previous turn, and I just supposed to have drawn 3. So I'm at 7 cards. Eyes of the Dragon, huge one. I think Eyes of the Dragon was the main reason I went Goku level 1. Regular Goku level 1, is so I could quick enable that frequently, and then I ended up playing a lot of energy attacks regardless, but I think that's one of the... You only get 1 copy of it, but it's really good. So here, he gets to Quickness Drill, he gets an on combat, which I don't care about. I lead on a Goku's attack, physical 5. Use the drill to stop it. Uses his power. Tank it. So here I remember this being pivotal. I end up leading on my attack, energy attack. And I've been doing this all game. I have a huge hand, keep in mind. So he takes it. And this was really important because you'll find out later my hand was not very good. So I used Eyes of the Dragon here, which was like... I was hoping he would either forget about this or think that I had most likely had other energy attacks. So I steal his ball 6, or steal my ball 6 back, and then I go get ball 2. Put that into play. Put him at 2 above. I think he's either already at, or maybe he already moved it down. That's probably what he did. Again, I have the only capturing drill in play, and he does not have a way to remove it currently. The Goku's attacks me. I had the physical block in 4 stages. Goku's Piccolo's physical defense was a really solid card. A card I wish I played another copy of, and I had Earth Dragon Ball Combat here. So I get ball 7, so I have all the balls, but I have to make it back to my turn. I notably have to make it all the way back to the start of my turn. So, ball 7, I put a Black Hat Knife Hand Strike, Piccolo's Physical Defense, and Earth Dragon Ball Capture back on top. Trying to protect the balls. He passes here, and once I realize he passes, I think this game's over, because I still have ball 6 up. Discarded a bunch of non-combats that I had. Couldn't play the lifting drill. And then, yeah, he plays a capturing drill and a bunch of other things. And then basically what it came down to is I had 2 blocks, 1 for each type, and then I had ball 6 to end combat. Yeah, I'm demonstrating what I would have done if he had drawn anything relevant. But yeah, that was... I know this is the second time I won by ball victory. That's the thing about this deck is, like, it's not really designed to win by ball, because I'm not playing any combat enders besides Truce Card and the other Dragon Balls. But there's some games where, like, it lines up in such a way where you're playing a ball deck still. Like, you still have all the balls, you still have all the ball searchers, and if you just luck out, you can get there sometimes. And that's the second time I've won by ball victory, so it's kind of clutch. So on to game 3, decisive game 3. I'll jump in on that one. See you guys in the next video.